What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Guys, in today's video, we're going to ask the question: are we looking at Africa wrong, or are we looking at Africa for what Africa really is? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. Come on now. You know we're family, right? Let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comment section below. Holla! People, let us discuss this issue of Africa and the poverty and what we all know, the African narrative, right? We all know it. Africa's poor, it's dirty, it's mosquitoes, there's malaria, there's AIDS, there's Ebola, there's nothing good in Africa, it's a shithole. We all know that, right? That's the story, right? But what if, as Africans, we are looking at it wrong? It's fine if the Westerners look at Africa that way, and that's the narrative that they give, but it doesn't make sense because that's what they say is what Africa looks like or what Africa is. And yet, behind all those stories that they're projecting to the world, they're actually moving to the continent and creating pieces of paradise for themselves. But I digress on that. So let's talk about Africans looking at Africa through a European or a Western lens. And I'm saying, are we as Africans looking at Africa wrong? So here's the thing. As Africans, we run after hardships, after trials and tribulations. We run to Europe for greener pastures, right? But what if we looked at Africa from an opportunity perspective? I mean, have you really thought about this, right? What if for every problem that Africa has, instead of us looking at Africa as a problematic continent, how about we look at Africa as an opportunistic continent? I mean, picture this. Africa is dirty. Opportunity. Let's start cleaning companies. Africa is hungry. Opportunity. Let's start planting seeds, vegetables, fruit. Africa is disease ridden. How about we start clinics? How about we start traditional medicine? How about we start herbal centers? You see, so for every problem that the West projects onto Africans, says that's a problem. How about as Africans, we come up with countermeasures to show them and to prove to them, but more importantly, to prove to ourselves that we can do it, that we do not need for other people to write our story for us. I mean, I know it's easier said than done. Trust me. I know. But hard work has never killed anybody, right? And trust me when I tell you this, right? Imagine, just imagine for 1 second, all the hardworking young Africans there are on this continent. Imagine for 1 second if we all decided that we're going to pull together and make our continent great. Now, I'm saying, again, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. Rome was not built in a day, but Rome was built. The pyramids of Egypt, the great pyramids of Egypt, were not built in a day, but they stand tall today. So I'm saying, for every problem that the West throws at Africa, right? How about we counter that with an African solution instead of us just picking up and running away? Instead of just picking up, believing whatever they say, how about for once we just for once, how about for once we just decide, okay, Let's assume Europe doesn't exist. How do I better my situation? Guys, we don't need to be wealthy rich. That's what most people get wrong. Guys, we cannot all be billionaires. We cannot all be millionaires. There's still going to be, we need street sweepers. We need grave diggers. We need cleaners. We're still going to need window washers. We're going to need grass cutters. We're going to need gardeners. We are going to need all the blue collar jobs that you can think of. We are still going to need them. So, this thing of, oh, I'm running to Europe for better. Guys, come on, right? We all know, or we've all heard of the living conditions over there. Africa is still great to live in. Yes, I know. I'm the first one to put my hands up and say, I know, I know. The opportunities here are less. The monies, the currencies are not great. But I can trust you now, believe you, tell you now. Look at the people. Okay, one of the poorest countries in Africa has got to be Burundi. One of the poorest countries in Africa has got to be Mozambique. One of the poorest countries in Africa has got to be Zimbabwe. One of the poorest countries in Africa has got to be Togo. And yet, if you go to those countries, I promise you, there is hope. There are Zimbabweans, there are Togolese, there are Mozambicans, there are Burundians that are hell bent on making the country work. I mean, they're looking for opportunities, just small opportunities. They're not looking for millions of dollars. They're not looking for pounds. They're just looking for that small opportunity, a step up from where they are, then a step up from where they, then another step up. That's all it takes. But unfortunately, a lot of Africans think that, oh no, things are expensive now. Bread is now $20. No, we cannot take it. Jumping on the first plane, we're out. Come on. We are looking at Africa wrong. How about we start looking at Africa from a solutions point of view, from a solutions perspective? You see, if we take away the worker mentality and we bring in the entrepreneurial mentality, I promise you, the Westerners that are coming to Africa, they wouldn't be coming to Africa if there was no opportunities. One might argue that those in power are keeping opportunities for themselves. Totally agree. Hey, how do we counter that? Okay, how about we start a cleaning company, right? Bare minimum, right? Bare minimum. Then we go to we go door to door, getting contracts, cleaning whatever we need to clean, right? While we're busy putting applications to the city council, to the municipalities, trying to see if we can also clean the streets, right? But in the meantime, we're cleaning yards. This is an example, hypothetically, right? We're cleaning yards, we're cleaning houses. Then we start applying for cleaning commercial buildings, companies, and then retail spaces. But we've got to start somewhere. And it's that initial start that most of us cannot bear. Now, here's the funny thing. We don't want to do that for ourselves in Africa, but we are willing to go on an aeroplane, get on a ship to go and work as a shelf packer in the UK, in America, anywhere in the cold freezer. We are willing to go and work there, whatever, 10, 12 hours, and then we're earning US dollars. It's great earning US dollars when you convert them to your African currency. When you're living in America, there's nothing great about earning $12 an hour, $10 an hour, $15 an hour, and you've got to do 3, 4 different jobs. Guys, I'm saying we are looking at Africa wrong. We need to start looking at Africa from a solutions perspective and stop looking at Africa from a problematic perspective. So I could be wrong in this, but trust you me, if you see opportunities where other people see problems, you will come out on top. Because, like the great Warren Buffett says, whenever there's what he says, whenever there's blood on the floor, it's time for the kill or something to that effect. When others are jumping out, it's when you jump in. And when others jump in, it's when you jump out. All you're just saying is go against the grain. So let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. People, now we're getting into the pros. The pros of looking at Africa in the right way. Dude, imagine starting our own organic things. Imagine producing our own organic things. Imagine increasing our own Africa intra trading. Imagine relying on other Africans for our sustenance. Imagine having Africa only products and services. I know we're a long way off, but just imagine the pros of having all things African. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine the immense returns on that? Remember one thing, right? Africa is positioned to become the next manufacturing production hub of the world because now production has gone up in China. So the next stop of cheap labor is Africa. So we need to pounce on that opportunity. So if we all leave and we go to Europe, the Chinese are going to come in. They're going to bring Chinese labor to Africa and they are going to exploit that. And we need to safeguard those jobs. No matter how small, cheap, and low paying they are, we need to build on that. Remember, every big thing once started small. So we need to be on our A game and make sure we don't miss that boat because opportunities come once in a lifetime. Sometimes twice, but three times, hardly. Always remember that. Next, we get into the cons, which I don't think there'll be any cons, but you know how it goes. We need to get into the cons. Holla! The cons, people. The cons. The cons of Africa. The cons of looking at Africa wrongly. We believe in we believe the hype that the West projects on Africa. We start seeing things. We start seeing things through the Western lens, or the West's lens. We start acting like the West do towards our own people, towards our own continent. We start thinking we better than. We start acting like the land of our birth is a curse, and yet the land of our birth keeps giving and giving and giving, and others keep taking and taking and taking, but they still cannot finish. They cannot deplete. They cannot diminish whatever the land of Africa has in abundance. Guys, we need to learn something. The coin is this: once we lose Africa, our motherland, the only land we have, will have nothing. Trust you, me. We'll have nothing. This is the only opportunity we have. This is the last go around for us to reclaim what is rightfully ours. So the con is not to look at Africa through the Western lens. We should look at Africa through an African lens and see opportunity and not see fault, sicknesses, and diseases and all these social ills. We're supposed to see past that. We're supposed to see solutions. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.